We've had time to reflect on what took place at Agborough earlier on, and I still think we were shocking, and I still think we shouldn't have won that football match, but here we are. Welcome back to West Ham Unofficial. I hope you are all well. We are here doing a little bit of just a debrief of the game, just a bit of a reflection, and going through David Moyes' press conference and seeing what he says. Now, firstly, Mike, how are you?
Yeah. Even though I've aged about 10 years, like I spoke to your dad earlier and said, yeah, I'm still here.
Lovely stuff. And just one thing, Mike, I got a little story. The Craig Dawson effect. He doesn't start the game. We go 1-0 down. He comes on the pitch. We end up winning 2-1. It's the Craig Dawson effect.
What did I say to you yesterday, Jake? Start Dawson in this game.
Yeah. He didn't listen. He didn't listen. And we are also joined by, would you say, a quite deflated Shane, who's of course, Kidderminster fan, came on the preview Thursday night. Shane, how are you doing?
Yeah, thanks for having me back on, Jake. Deflated? I think more proud. For sure.
Yeah.
So they should be. Yeah,
you should be. Let's have a look at some of your comments. And plenty of people in the chat tonight. Get your comments, thoughts in as we go through the show. Run, Tommy. The Harriers are massive. Maybe we needed Antonio and Lanzini, or maybe the players just needed a kick up the backside, Mike.
Yeah, definitely, mate. Yeah, no excuses. We didn't adapt to the conditions. They're highly paid Premier League footballers. They should be able to, full stop. And we were second best for big parts of that game. And we're just lucky to win it. We're lucky. Absolutely lucky. We had to bring on the big guns, and that's all credit to Kidderminster, really. I mean, without Declan Rice coming on, we don't win that game.
Oh, no. And to be honest with you, I'd go one step further and say I thought in that 90 minutes of football, I thought we were probably on top for about 2 minutes of it. If I'm being honest with you, that's that's credit to Kidderminster.
Absolutely,
Shane, fantastic performance, backed up by a fantastic fan base, I will say, because your fans, as we discussed on Thursday night, definitely got behind the team. What's your overall thoughts before we dissect things further, Shane?
I think Mike said it before we came on here. Gutting, yes, but it's pride. I mean, what we've done there, we've given the fifth best team in the country statistically. You can't argue with that. You're fifth in the Premier League. We're 113 places below you. And we very nearly did before your time, Jake. Michael know this one. We've very nearly done our own Buster Douglas.
Buster Douglas.
Exactly. It was that close. But as you said, they've taken so much talent to come off the bench. I mean, what was it? Rice, I think it was 4 nails as well, wasn't it? You've had to bring on about 250 million quid's worth of talent to get past little old us, and that, as a Harriers fan, that is just crazy. It really is.
Yeah, and you know, we've got no comeback from that, because you thoroughly outclassed us in the game as well. Mike, we had the first 5 minutes, I thought we were on top. I think, yeah, here we go. And then all of a sudden we switched off. Diop came to the blimmin' donkey that he is, and Shane, we discussed it on Thursday night how much or lack of faith we have in our second string team, and they showed us that today. Mike, Diop, Crow, rightly pulled off at half time.
Mate, I said it, didn't I? Dawson was the man for this game. Yeah. Dawson and Zuma would have been my pair at the back, because you can't take anyone lightly, and it's just been proven today. I mean, especially against a non-league team, they got like they're going to get that ball at you, and so they should. You know what I mean? They closed this down quickly. They did everything right, absolutely, to the. You know, every precise thing they did to us was what they should have done to us, and we just couldn't handle it. I mean, Diop was just dozy for that, giving that free kick away. I know it wasn't a great ball back from Bowen, to be fair, but he should have been on his toes, not on his heels. And he gave away that free kick. And I said to Tom, I sat there with Tom, I said, this is where they're going to cause us problems. Whip this free kick in. A keeper who's not used to playing in these sort of conditions. The wind was there for him when it was holding the ball up. It was perfect. We just didn't deal with it. And fair credit to Kidderminster, they got a goal, they deserved it.
Oh, they did 100%. And I mean, some people said let's just leave it to Diop at Kidderminster, they can have him. But from the 45 minutes that he played today, I'm sure not one Kidderminster fan would take him. And you wouldn't know which centre backs were non-league centre backs and which centre backs were Premier League.
I'd swap him for the guy that at the back for Kidderminster. He was superb.
He was
brilliant.
Half.
He was brilliant. He had an outstanding game. Yeah.
Yeah. Was it? What's his name, Shane? The centre back that was was on it today.
Matty Preston is actually not our player.
Preston, that's it.
Yeah. But
that's
you know what? After a performance like that, if we can get him on a permanent deal, Jesus, he did not miss a thing.
Yeah,
and
superb.
To be fair, it's been like that since he's come in, but that was a level above that. I think you mentioned, Mike, about the wind. Obviously, I actually think it was that much of an effect. It didn't seem to be as intense actually there in terms of the wind. It may have came on some TV, but
obviously I was watching it on the TV, Shane. Yeah,
the lads I was with when we was lining up for.
Oh.
I just fancied that free kick something.
I think as well with the centre back as well. It was. I mean, we didn't really make it hard for him. I mean, we were just lumping the ball up to Bowen, who we know's not going to win headers, and which isn't his fault at all. And it's so frustrating. What was up here? Let's take some comments, and hopefully we've got Shane back. Savanovic Yarmolenko was epic. Point proven. Everybody watching, point proven. Andrei Yarmolenko cannot do it. The only thing that he did was dive, and he couldn't even do that right. That was pathetic, appalling. He should be banned for 3 games plus for that dive, because that is match fixing. And I'm a West Ham fan, and I'm calling for that. Pathetic. Absolutely pathetic. Let's send into the chat. Looking forward to it. Love the videos lately. Thank you very much, Lawrence. Hope you are keeping well. I put a poll in the chat saying who was to blame for our shocking performance, Moyes' team selection or the players. We'll end that poll towards the end of the show if I don't forget, and we'll get your guys' thoughts on that. Lawrence, hope you're keeping well. Pete, hope you're well. Anyone who voted with players is deluded, says Hammerhead. There we go. Awful effort from the team. Clearly the players aren't happy with the no business done in the transfer window, hence a poor performance. I don't think it was that, to be honest with you, Hammerhead. Moyes is losing the dressing room slowly. I don't think so. So. JJ says the team that was selected was the right one. All the choices were correct, but the players didn't step up. I agree to that to an extent. I would have put Dawson in for Diop, but I wouldn't have changed much else. If I'm being honest with you, Diop, Fredericks, Crow, and Yarmolenko all need to get to be gone in the summer. Absolutely shocking. All those players sucked the life out of our team today. Bang on. Kidderminster were excellent. Kidderminster's players and fans were excellent, and also we can't forget this as well. Hats off to Kidderminster for doing the 1 minute silence for Euler today. That was extremely well taken from West Ham fans, and we appreciate that more than anything, because that really was special from Kidderminster for sure. JJ says our players had no fight, no desire, no drive. Let's have a look here. I'd have probably picked that exact same lineup. Bomb, maybe starting Ashby or Chesters. Think we needed Rice or Souček from the start. We played a semi-pro team, and we were amateurs. We were amateurs. We were just all over the place. Yarmolenko dive had to be the most embarrassing thing ever. I know. Diop and Crow were awful, certainly. Trev Tube says, what surprises me was how many of our players couldn't get to grips with the pitch or windy conditions. If I knew better, I would think we were in the same league. Very, very lucky to get that result. The whole team, our passing today was horrific. In the first half, in the first half, I don't think we strung 4 passes together, and that's not even exaggerating. It was just hit and hope, and it was just. James says, good evening, Jake and chaps. Honestly, how many times have we said that Fab should get off his line and govern his area? Oh, wait, exactly. See, this is what I said, and Areola worried me, and that would have really worried David Moyes. 4 times he came off his line and either dropped the ball or completely missed the ball or mispunched the ball. That could have easily, on another day, caused another 1 or 2 goals being conceded. Everyone called for Areola. I said stay with Fabianski. We'll see what happens on Tuesday. Everybody's saying hello to each other. Rice pulled us out of the mud. The team was put out. Should have won comfortably. We need another quality centre back. Zuma looked injured. He might be out for a little while. Yeah, straight away I thought that's his season done. But he seemed to just get on with it. Kent was at the game today. Kent says we was awful today. Got lucky. It shows our fringe players are not good enough.
Yeah, exactly.
You need luck to get through sometimes. Fair credit to Kiddie. They did themselves proud. I hope you go on and go up. Definitely. Shane, as you can see, we have plenty of support for Kidderminster, and 2 right after that performance today. Oh, I think we've lost Shane again.
Have we lost him?
Have we? Is he there? Is he here? Is he there?
Heck.
Oh, you there, Shane?
Sorry about that. Don't know what happened there. Yeah, I'm back, hopefully.
Yeah. How are you taking the credit from West Ham fans, and rightly so, after the performance today?
Yeah, it's brilliant. I'll just address that one comment. We're not semi-pro. We're full-time. We're professional. Obviously, I know it's a bit of a misconception, but are full-time professionals. Now you're just going through your little debrief there, and the first 5 minutes, it was worrying. When I saw the team sheet, worrying, to be honest. I mean, a good couple $100 million worth of talent on that pitch. Real Madrid goalkeepers, World Cup winners, Champions League winners. You know, it's the creme de la creme move. Might be some of you the game, but that's still top level. And the way he started the first 5 minutes, we got worried in the stands, but something changed. And we settled down and we played like we play. We played like we played against Leamington on Tuesday night. We play how we play anyway, and that's the biggest credit to us, really, that we was able to play our game against such high caliber opposition. And I had your comments in mind, actually, Jake, about Yarmolenko, and what a surprise that was.
Honestly,
caliber, yeah.
Honestly, it's not a surprise, because he can't play football, so he goes to dive, and he can't even do that right. It was a poor dive. I mean, on the diving spectrum, Mo Salah's at the top, but he can't even dive. Should have honestly just gave Yarmolenko and Diop to you as a free, as a nice gesture for playing well today. You can have Yarmolenko and you can have Diop. Just.
But if you look from the outside and everyone looks at him, and like Shane said,
is it that
he
nice
scored
though?
44 goals in 106 appearances for the Ukraine, you know, and he plays for us. And well, you'd think he'd scored 4 in 200 appearances, you know. But he's not kitted out to, and he's not up to the Premier League, I'm afraid. You know, he's scored 1 or 2 good goals for us over the years, but you know, it's just been little flashes here and there. He's just nowhere near it. In my mind today, that was one of the worst performances I've seen from an international player for us. I mean, he was terrible. I mean, okay, yeah, the last goal probably come from him cutting inside and having a shot with his left foot, but you know, that set it up. But that's all he's done in 120 minutes. You know, I mean, it's pretty poor, really. Diop is he's lost his confidence. He's dozing now. That's what I call it. It's just, I mean, once there he tried to shepherd the ball out, and the guy took the ball off him and went down the line and crossed it. I mean, he got away with that. I mean, They got murdered for that if they'd have scored off of that. I mean, just poor decisions. I mean, that's really poor from a Premiership footballer, I'm afraid. There was a lot of poor performances out there today, and it took us to bring on Declan Rice to win that game. And that's, like I said earlier, all credit to Kidderminster.
100%. Lee says, hats off to Kidderminster. What a great game, and they were robbed, but we got the result, however ugly it was. Bang on. Feel for Kidderminster. Horrible way to lose, definitely. Let's scroll down. I was waiting for our new striker to come in. Oh wait, and our new centre back when Zuma was on the floor. Oh no, we didn't sign one, did we? Plays the strongest team. Takes players off after 60. Well, yeah. I will let you guys have your discussion in the chat, JJ and Hammerhead and James. I will let you do that. Phil says Yarmolenko would have done us a favour if he got himself sent off for that dive. Yarmolenko can't do anything right at the moment. Neither can Diop. Most of our fringe players. Here he is. Andy, what was it like in the stand? I see you were
just got back.
Right at the front from your picture on Twitter. How was it? And what did you make of the game? Yarmolenko was dreadful. Would have rather seen Vlasic on the right with Fornals in the middle. The bit I don't understand, and I know some West Ham fans don't like Vlasic, but why did Vlasic come off and Yarmolenko stayed on that pitch?
Don't work that one out. Can't work that one out. Must be something to do with his 115 grand a week that he's on. He's got to try and justify it. I mean, it's just ridiculous, really. I mean, Vlasic never really got given the ball that much, and when he did okay. I didn't think he did too much wrong compared to others. But I mean, our second string is it's not good enough, really. It's not really good enough, and that proved it today.
Yeah, oh yeah, definitely. Shane, how much do you believe that in these last two FA Cup games it's really put Kidderminster on the map, and how proud are you of your fans and your team and everybody affiliated with Kidderminster Harriers?
Well, every year there's always a story, isn't there? Marine, Chorley. This year, fortunately and thankfully, it was us. But we've fallen on a hard time to something that show, and this game was like a showcase for us. It was, can we compete with the best? Can we put on events? Can we show that that we can get back to the Football League, that we can do good things, do what we want? And today's just shown it. I mean, the overriding feeling, as I said earlier, this project cannot be anything but proud of those players. I mean, I've not seen one bad word on social media from anybody, neutrals, celebrities, West Ham fans. I think the only bad words I've seen are from Hereford fans, which is understandable because they're our massive rivals, and the fact that Jared Bowen scores means more to them than their win over Boston United today, which I think says more about them than it does about us. But no, to the centre halves, I mean, Amari Morgan-Smith absolutely bullied both of them. Yeah. International calibre forwards. Now, whether defenders, sorry. Now, whether it's because they're not used to it, because it's maybe not as physical in the Premier League or what, but surely if you're Kurt Zuma, as somebody who's Champions League, is your job? Is he not a Senegalese international, is he? Something like that?
No, France.
Surely they should have the skill set to deal with it. France, I beg your pardon, France. But, it's the players on that pitch for West Ham who couldn't deal with what we were doing. And it's not, I don't think it was as much as that West Ham were poor at points, but just how good we were. We didn't let you do what you wanted to.
Yeah.
Agree, totally.
From your perspective, it'd be a lot easier to look inward and be disappointed, just as if we lose to Telford next week, who are struggling down at the bottom, we'll criticise our own team before looking at what Telford potentially do to us. And obviously, I know it's the same here, but I have to admit that I was surprised by some of the players you had out. I looked at that team. I was looking at Saeed Ben Rama, £30 million, 50 plus goals and assists for Brentford before he signed him. Obviously, Yarmolenko, we all know how many caps he's got for Ukraine. You know, Krell was supposed to be highly rated. Kurt Zuma, highly decorated. Ariola's been to the very top. You look at it and go, oh my God, this team is naughty. This is, oh dear, oh God. It's like, we were counted dead. It was like 10 minutes, we're still here. We're still 0-0. 15 minutes, we're getting into this here. Hold on. And obviously, when Alex Penny scored, I mentioned the free kicks. Wasn't particularly what I had in mind, but it's not the first time we've done that. Not the first time we've done that. You know, we believed, you know, but fate intervened, and that's what world class talents like Declan Rice bring to your team, isn't it? You know, he was the difference.
Yeah.
Ultimately.
Yeah. Oh yeah. He was. He was in the end, and you know, you talked about Amari Morgan-Smith on Thursday night, and he did bully Zuma, and Zuma had his worst game for West Ham today, and I will admit that he was. I don't think it helped for the first half. He was next to Donkey Diop, but Dawson came in and did well, but he still wasn't just quite there. And then I thought, he's going to top it off him getting injured now, but hopefully, fingers crossed, he's okay. But I presume I'm speaking from everybody in the chat. Shane, Kidderminster, a credit to non-league football, and hopefully one day, if you keep playing like that, you will be in the football league. I'm going to let you go. Any final words before I let you go, Shane?
Just, you know, from Harry's perspective, great day, but you know, the respect that you guys have shown, from David Moyes having us watch so often to the team selection today, the substitutes, your fans in the ground on social media, there's been so much respect, which for a non-league team, it doesn't happen very often. It's usually very, very patronised, I think we'd all agree, but you know, I've not seen any of that, and that's a testament to, you know, what a great club that you guys follow, and really, you know, good luck for the rest of the season, and hand on heart, I hope you go on. I really do. Yeah,
Thanks,
and thank you very much, Shane. And we will second that, and hopefully you get into the National League, and then keep playing like that. You will continue going up the pyramid. Shane, you've been fantastic. You've come on both times. Thank you very much. Good luck for the rest of the season for Kidderminster, and commiserations today, because you deserved it.
Good luck for the rest of the season, mate.
Cheers, Shane. Thank you very much.
Cheers, Jake. Cheers, Mike. Thanks a lot, guys.
Cheers. Bye-bye. See that's great. And you know, it's just a fan that loved the day. He was there. Shane was at the game. Just loves everything about it. And it really, really was good to get Shane on, to get that insight before and after the game. Let's go into some of your comments then before we get into David Moyes' press conference. Mike, anything you'd like to add?
No, I just said, you know, I'm not going to stick up from them at all. I thought we were really poor. One of the worst games I've seen us play. And I mean, I've seen us struggle against lower league opposition, you know, over the years. A lot of teams that I can remember, you know, Farnborough and Kidderminster before. I remember losing to teams like Newport County and things like that. I remember struggling big time in the FA Cup over the years against lower league opposition. But we'd never, ever a loss to a non-league team, and I just thought today was going to be that day. I really did.
Yeah, so did I tell you. Let's scroll up in the chat and take some of your comments. And let's start with Andy's comment. Andy says Vlasic and Ben Rama was the only players who wanted to play football in the first half. Really lucky, but I was right behind the goal from Declan. Bowen wasn't on fire until the last. Bowen wasn't on fire until the last 5 minutes of the match. He really wasn't. Having a Chinese shortly on strike. Come on, Andy. What's on the menu tonight? Are you going like proper Simon McCready style, like 6 of something? Because he likes his 6 poppadoms. Let us know. Hugh says West Ham lucky today, Jake. Indeed, big game for Cardiff tomorrow. 7k fans for travelling for a 12 p.m. kickoff. I'll tell you what, that's bad as well, because we're going to do the live. Christ, let me get this right. FA Cup 5th round draw live watch along on this channel tomorrow at 11:30, because after that it's the Cardiff game. That's so bad for Cardiff fans, isn't it? There's 7,000 of them going up there. And it's a 12 o'clock kickoff, which probably means they're going up tonight and booking hotels, and
that's rotten, isn't it? That is.
Yeah. It is wrong completely. Really hope Cardiff knock Liverpool out. Indeed, the preparation wasn't right for the calibre of team we came up against. Good luck to Cardiff. Yes.
Agree.
Phil, hope you're keeping well. If the game was at home, it would have been a completely different scoreline. Now, that's what I said in the match. I completely agree. Jeremy says, evening, Jake and everyone. Well played, Kidderminster. Credit to your manager and fans. We play the next round, but get the plaudits. Exactly, and you get the plaudits. Hammerhead says Diop is only a big game player, not against lower league players. We learned that last year, and we've learned he's not up to scratch now. Now, I'm not a Diop fan. I never really have been a Diop fan, but I don't think fans can go, oh, but he's young. He is going well down and off the chart, isn't he, Mike? He's just
like I said, he just gets caught dozing all the time. It's a lack of concentration, lack of confidence. I mean, we need this guy. We need his confidence up, because we haven't signed a centre back. This guy's going to be needed before the end of the season to play a lot of games, and it's going to be hard work. But David Moyes has got to get into him. He's got to sort his head out, and he's got to get him back playing again, because we're in trouble if he keeps putting in performances like that.
Yeah,
it's just not good enough.
Ron Tommy says, long live the Harriers. Indeed, Sharky says, I hope we don't play Kidderminster for another 28. Got to give them all the respect in the world. We robbed them. They deserved the win. Bang on, Hammerhead. Bang on. Totally agree with that. Diop's not a fighty, physical player. He can't hack it against scrappy teams. He can't hack it against anybody at the moment. Let's be real. Sharky, that's a really nice compliment to Kidderminster. Well said. Lower league teams chase the hopeless balls, and that clearly messes with Diop's head because he's not used to it. What did you make of Ben Rama today, Mike? Because there's mixed opinions from everywhere.
I don't think he was that bad. I will stick up for him a little bit and say the conditions. I mean, it's totally different from what people like Zuma and Areola and all that have been used to. They've probably gone and changed in a little changing room. They've come out on the pitch. The wind is swirling. Like Shane said, wind didn't seem that bad being there, but on the TV, the wind had a big part to play in that game. Yeah. I mean, the pitch was bumpy. All our guys, they normally don't even have to keep their eye on the ball because they know it's going to run over the top of that carpet. But today, they've had to keep their eye on the ball all the time because it's taking a little hop, skip and a jump. I mean, it's not what they're used to, but we should have been able to adapt to those conditions. I mean, we kept overhitting the ball in the first half. It kept running out for a goal kick. Because the wind was taking it. You watch them, as soon as they started playing in the second half, they were just curling it up into the air, making our centre-halves have to head it out. Then, we didn't do that at all. We played all the wrong football, all the wrong passes. Our passing was abysmal at times. Oh. But a lot of that is the wind. I know what it's like. You're trying to play and, the wind sort of puts you off. You know what I mean? You knock a pass and it doesn't go where it would normally go. But they use that to their advantage. They knew what to expect, and we should have done. I don't think we were prepared right. Full stop. As well as some of the players that we picked today were the wrong ones. Selection was a problem. Yeah.
Phil says that will be a good watch along for the draw tomorrow. I'll be tuned in. If you don't mind, I'll get you on, Phil, because I need someone to come on. If you're available and you want to, you can come on if you like. I will message you later on. Sharky says, I thought we would lose it when it was half time, just didn't see anything from the team. Ben Ramos inconsistent moments of great, sharp, sparky brilliance, and then he had those moments where he tries too much and loses the ball easily. Hard one to grade. Can we please from now on not take more shots shots instead of trying to walk the ball in? And can we stop taking short corners as well? We experimented that today, and quite clearly it didn't work. So can we get back to doing what Kidderminster did? And they did it effectively by putting the ball in, putting a dangerous ball into the box and being dangerous. Who knew? We scored the most set piece goals last season. So what have we started to do? Playing short corners. That's the right thing to do, isn't it?
That did really get me. I mean, all those short corners. I mean, and our records from corners. I mean, it's just ridiculous, you know. And once we played a short corner, knocked it out right across the pitch, back again, back to Johnson, and then he kicked it out. And that was from our corner. I mean, it was just like things like that were happening all the time.
Yeah. Benny had the fullback one-on-one so many times, but didn't go at him enough. Can't really play the young card with Diop anymore. Bang on. Diop still got potential, just needs to be played more with Zuma, and definitely not against lower league sides. Then he should be fine. See, this is an interesting comment. Hammers, Mikey, hope you're keeping well. Moyes promised he would play a strong team today, and he lied. Diop, Yarmolenko, Rice, and Crow in midfield. Do you agree that David Moyes didn't go as strong as perhaps we hoped or he promised?
Yeah, I really did think he was going to start at Rice today. And if he had done, I don't think we'd have been in. I think if we'd have started with Rice and Dawson, which is what I said to you, didn't I? I said, for me, you start with Rice. He wants to play every game. And we need him because he's just head and shoulders our best player by a million miles. And he lifts the team. And we go in with a different mindset when Declan Rice is on that pitch. He lifts all the rest of the players. I mean, with Dawson more suited to playing against a non-league team, you know, he's more of a rough and tumble centre half. We knew what they were going to do. They're going to bang in at us. They're going to close us down. You know, they're not going to give us seconds on the ball. You know, I think it was just more suited to Dawson playing at the back and Rice in midfield. And then you could fill in other players around them. I mean, but we had to do that today, and we didn't. And we just got away with it, mate, didn't we?
Yeah, definitely. I did plan to get onto the press conference a little bit earlier than this, but we've got so many comments coming in, so we'll just roll with it. Phil says, wish Benrahma could have crossed the ball a bit more instead of messing around trying to pass it around. He wasn't direct, and credit to Kidderminster's defending as well, because they didn't allow him to be direct. He got the ball, and then there was nobody in the middle to put it to, so we had to then come out onto the edge of the box and try and weave his way in, which was not working because they defended really well. That's a credit to Kidderminster. Hammerhead says totally agree with Hammers, Mikey. That's why I only blame Moyes today. Benrahma was poor for the first 60 minutes, bad passes and mistakes. I mean, the passing in the midfield for the first half was like blimmin', it was like Bruton under blimmin' 13's level. Crow and Noble could not pass the ball in midfield. It was either like, let's just hit and hope, or let's pass it, and it just went to the Kidderminster player anyway. It was just like, could have.
See, I think Noble was the wrong pick as well for the day on that pitch. You know, he's still one of the best passers of the football we got. There's no doubt about that. But you needed someone with some legs in there who could run with the ball. Because, you know, he's great when you've got a nice pitch. You can knock it around. He keeps passing it, and, you know, we can link up in the little triangles. But you couldn't do that on that pitch. That was impossible. So, yeah, I just think he got the team selection all wrong today. You know, years ago, you never change your team like that in an FA Cup game.
No.
Never. I've noticed since the Premier League's been in play, things have changed. But, yeah, for me, today, you know, you got to start Declan Rice, full stop.
Yeah. On the bright side, though, we are in the draw. We are in the 5th round, and that's it. The end. All that matters, really, isn't it?
Yeah. And it was always going to be a banana skin. They put it on the TV. I'm sorry to disappoint millions, but we did today.
Wow, we did. Yeah. We did, for sure. Let's scroll down. I'll be available for watch on tomorrow. Perfect. Thank you very much, Phil. I'll message you later on. Can we get rid of Yarmolenko before our next game? Free transfer, save a couple of million of wasted money before the season. So we could, but I can't see us doing it. Millwall are out. They are, because I think Palace knocked them out, I think. So we can't face Millwall. But you know what will happen? Where is it? I'm sure somebody commented it. Where's Man City away? Somebody's going to get Man City. There you go. Man City away in the next round.
Oh, yeah. Sod's law. Yeah, odds on, isn't it?
Yeah. Yarmolenko should retire now. Moyes should have started strong and then subbed the starters once we had the game in our hands. Hopefully Spurs were out tonight as well. Yeah, Spurs playing Brighton, I think. Boxing tonight. Boys in Cardiff. Liam Williams was Chris Eubank Jr. There we go. Yeah. Millwall. Evening, Gary. Hope you keep well. I've never wanted someone to get an injury. Oh, dear. I don't wish injury on anybody. I'm going to say that. Love Noble, but he's too slow now. Let's scroll. Spurs Brighton's just kicked off at 8 o'clock, so there we go. Too much of a tippy-tappy performance by most of the team. These sort of games needs fighters, not lightweights who are easily not dotable. When we did attempt shots, they were rugby kicks. That is bang on. That is bang on.
Some of the shots they went out the ground.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Let's get Stuart Pearce and Kevin Nolan retirement for the next round. You need a laugh when you're talking about this game, don't you? We need a laugh. I think we'll still draw Man United away like every year. I'll tell you what, we are not going up there. I'm not going up there again this year.
Middlesbrough.
Oh. It's been a long day. Middlesbrough, of course. I even watched most of the game last night as well. And I made a blooming video about it this morning as well. Oh my God. What is going on? Would have been better of putting Dawson up front. I said to Dad at half time, if we really want to just lump the ball up or put the ball in, why don't we bring Souček on, bring one of the attackers back and just put Souček up front? I was being serious.
Yeah, like not having Antonio today was a big miss because, he would have at least bullied those centre halves a little bit, and they'd known they was in a game. They didn't have nothing up against them today. It's not Bowen's fault. He's not gonna wrestle in any of those, is he? It's not his game.
Yeah.
And Yarmolenko definitely ain't going to.
No, we are not massive after that. We're still massive. We're through, Peter. That's all that matters. Gio put it on Twitter earlier on, and it's the key that it's not the performance, it's the result that matters in these cup games. And we got the result. If we would have gone and spanked them 5-0, we're still in the next round, and it doesn't make any difference. I suppose there's a bit more morale, isn't it, and all that stuff. But it doesn't really have an influential effect on our FA Cup run because we are through. Shame Chelsea when I was like, oh God, they scored us. Like, at that stage, us and Chelsea are going to be kicked out at the same time. But let's finally, about 20 minutes after I expected to, go on to David Moyes' press conference. Are you ready, Mike?
Oh, go.
When it's a selection for the for the next match, the draw starts at 20:12 UK time. We will be live at 11:30 UK time, whatever that is over where you are, Lawrence. There we go. So let's move on to David Moyes' key quotes from today. Now, firstly, I like to watch the video and get his body language and this kind of thing, and 2 words to sum up how his body language and how he was feeling was annoyed but relieved at the same time. You could see the anger in him about how poor we were, but there was also an element of relief in him that we got through. But firstly, he says we kept going and got a little bit better at times, and created one or two more chances, but it looked as though it wasn't going to be our day. In truth, I think Kidderminster deserved spot kicks. I'll read that again. In truth, I think Kidderminster deserved the opportunity to take it to penalty kicks. Bang on, any Mike?
Absolutely, mate. Absolutely. He's got it right. I mean, it's his selection, so I blame him for that. But those players he's put on the pitch should have done a better job for him than that.
Oh yeah.
Full stop. There's guys, that international class players, guys that are getting paid a lot of money. Compared to the guys who are up against, the other 11 on the other side of the pitch, and they should have done a lot better. I didn't see anyone rolling their sleeves up, wanting to get stuck in, trying to get everyone going. I didn't see any of that today, I'm afraid, until Declan Rice stepped on the pitch.
Yeah, It's bang on. It's bang on. A couple of comments. I like this one. If Cardiff beat Liverpool and draw West Ham, can I get your autograph before you get to be on the telly, Jay? Of course you can. Of course you can. Let's move on though. I believe in bold is the question. West Ham is silly how they do this, honestly. Well, can they just put question, answer, not put it in bold and just do all this rubbish. But I think it says it was difficult, not our best, but we're thankful that we're through to the next round. I think that's a summary. And then he says, we kept going and got a little bit better at times and created one of, I've read that, haven't I? Moving on, we lost a poor first goal, which gave them a lift and meant we had to chase things a bit more. We found a lot of things difficult today, but we never use it as an excuse because all the players would be used to it. Nearly all the team we had playing today have been the players playing in the European games. So I thought it was not a big problem that they were playing in this cup tie. Now I do agree what he's saying there, and I don't know whether he said it on here, but he does continue then on to say that the pitch probably didn't play into our hands today, but then he firmly said we're not putting that as an excuse for our performance, which is what we like to see, Mike.
True. Yeah, I'm glad he said that because, we're all playing on the same patch of grass, aren't we, at the end of the day? They're more used to it. I know they were more used to those conditions than our players were, but you've got to adapt. You've just got to adapt to it. And we didn't. We had to do things a little bit differently today because of the conditions, and we couldn't do that.
Yeah, oh yeah, definitely. Jake is a famous YouTuber now, thank you very much. A 2-week rest was definitely a disadvantage, probably, yeah. When you're
could be right now, yeah.
Playing 3 times a week seems to be an advantage at the moment. Jeremy says, if we weren't Hammers fans, we'd be crying for Kidderminster. They're a credit to minnows football and I hope they get promotion. Bang on. Great honest display, and we're relieved because we weren't worthy. Bang on. Pitch was far worse than 94, which was more like the old baseball ground.
Yeah.
That weren't grass. That was more molehills than grass, definitely.
Yeah.
We're going to move on with the press conference in just a second. Before we do, you'll be glad to know, Mike, we're going to take a quick 15-second break to thank our channel sponsors, SRM Carver & Son, by clicking the link in the description down below. See you in a sec. Our fantastic channel sponsor here on West Ham Unofficial are SRM Carver and Son. SRM Carver and Son provides crushing, screening and aggregate recycling services across southern England. If you'd like to find out more information on SRM, please click the link in the description down below to check out more information on their website. Thank you very much to SRM Carver and Son for sponsoring West Ham Unofficial, and come on, your irons. And yes, before anybody says anything, on my to-do list tomorrow is to make a new SRM video because I'm getting complaints that I look about 7 years younger in that video to what I look like now. So it's getting fixed. Don't panic. But whilst we are on the plug-in and doing all of that, drop a like on the video, subscribe to West Ham Official. If you are new, become a channel member from just £1.99 a month by clicking the link I put in the chat to support the channel. Yeah, here we go, Jay. You changed it. You've got to change that ad read real quick. Yeah. Change setup, everything. It was done. Boom, like
Superman.
That. Superman, exactly. Superman. There we go. Is that a little joke from what you've seen on Facebook as well, Mike, or was that just Superman?
Oh, just come to me, mate. Superman, yeah, because he just changes in the telephone booth, yeah.
Yeah. Lawrence says, seeing the squad put on the pitch at the beginning gives us a sad preview of our bench for the second half of the season. Oh, is Kane scored, really?
No.
Oh, dear.
I'd watch it if they're losing.
Do Mike and Jakey think the almost 2-week break was a disadvantage going into today's game? I believe it may have been. Mike, any thoughts on that?
Yeah, I agree with Hammerhead. I mean, we've been used to playing 2-3 games a week, and I think when we have a rest of 2 weeks like that, it's probably not a great thing. I mean, those guys have been playing, 2 or 3 games a week for a long, long time. I probably didn't help us, to be honest. We looked rusty, didn't we?
Yeah, we did. Yeah, there we go. Sharky's a member, and he's using one of the emojis. Sharky, show us off the Craig Dawson emoji, considering he put in such a calming performance today. Thank you very much. Jake's so talented. He's going places. Guys, going to see him on your TV screens one day. Thank you very much, Hammerhead. Greatly appreciated. Oh, Kane. It was a beauty from Kane, was it? Oh, brilliant. Brilliant. Right, let's move on with this press conference then, and let's scroll down. We needed somebody special. Declan is special, and there we go. See, that's what's in the title. Declan is special, and he made the difference. Because we couldn't make the difference with what we had, it was a great goal. A lot of people are saying on Twitter, Mike, is that we'd be a relegation, or even somebody said we'd be a championship side without Declan Rice.
I wouldn't go as far to say that, but we wouldn't be anywhere near where we are now without him, full stop.
No,
I mean, he'd be a massive hole in our team. I mean, we played a fair amount of games at the end of last year without him when he was out injured. So, we are a mid-table team, full stop, without him. He makes us into a team that can push for Europe. There's no doubt about
100%.
that. Yeah.
100%. There we go. There's a Craig Dawson emoji. Big bad Dawes. There he is. And if you want to see a bit more Craig Dawson, he's here. He's there. He's always here as well. There he is. Craig Dawson is everywhere. That's what we like to see. Outside the box, top bins from Kane. Oh. Short corners, total waste to the way we play. Exactly as what we said earlier on.
Yeah, that was infuriating me. That was.
I'll tell you what, you don't see Mike infuriated much, Mike, that infuriated you.
I did. I was watching it with Tom and my two grandsons, obviously, and the odd swear would slipped out today, and I had to apologise.
So usually you've got to say what's said at football stays at football, but what's said when football's on stays when football's on. We beat we beat a big side without Rice last season too. Do you think playing a smaller pitch was a disadvantage for us? I do. No space to operate. I agree with that. Rather be mid-table team than relegation battling team. Question: when Creswell or Bowen or Fornals don't play, who should take the set pieces? Oh, that's a good question.
I'd say Ben Rammer's got a good free kick on him, but after watching some of his shooting today, it was pretty poor. I mean, one cross he put in as well was just awful. It just went about 20 yards over the back of the goal and nowhere near. It was just poor. I mean, I admit Ben Rammer, he looked lively today. I'm not going to knock him totally. I don't think he was awful, but he could have done so much better. His final delivery at times wasn't good enough. And in that shot he had that was blocked, he just tries to hit that with the inside of his foot. Sometimes you just wish he'd just stick his laces through that sort of effort.
Yeah.
Because Rice showed him how to finish that one.
Yeah. And Sharko makes a very valid point here. Not Declan Rice taking set pieces. I completely agree. Sometimes when he's taken free kicks where he's literally sent it like to the moon and he's at poor West Ham Clips as astronaut, it's like he's just got a little bit greedy in that sense. Rory says, in my opinion, Ben Rama played really well in the game. See, he splits opinions every single game.
I don't think he was awful, but at least he was having a go at him.
Maybe Soufal. Soufal would struggle with the dead balls. Maybe Soufal's cross isn't too bad. Ben Rama needs to do some weights. Let Ariola take set pieces. Let's scroll up. The short corners may have been a way of practice for them for the Premier League games. Right, let's move on to the final part of the press conference then. Where let's go to that angle where it says I've been on the other side as well when you get these opportunities where you want to showcase yourself. Kidderminster were excellent today. They prepared well for us. They've had games when we haven't, so hang on, is this a typo? They've had games when we haven't. Oh, there we go. So we should have came into it as a fresher team, but they looked more ready for the whole situation. Bang on. They worked hard for it, carried a bit of luck, which you need, but in the end we just got there. But we won't get far if we play like that too often, and thankfully we haven't played like that too often. Hopefully we won't do it again. Mike?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I understand Moyes' comments there. You know, he's obviously disappointed with the team, and he really is. And he's got it right that they prepared better than we did. We should have been fresher, but I still think we're probably better off when we've been playing week in, week out.
Yeah.
You know, I've just looked rusty. You know, looked the passing wasn't crisp. I know maybe, you know, the conditions didn't allow that, but, you know, we should have showed more urgency. You know, someone picked the ball up and have a run with it in midfield. I feel sorry for Crowell in a way. You know, that he was on a hiding to nothing today in that game. You know, he had a chance to prove himself, but he probably needs better conditions to play in. And he didn't get them today. You know, yeah, keep going back and saying, you know, the same things, that it's the same for both teams. But, you know, I don't know. Moyes must be really disappointed with that. But it's down to him and his backroom staff now to get them lifted. And we got another game on Tuesday night. We're still, like Rich said earlier, we're in the hat, we're in the draw. You know, we just got to put that behind us and get on with it now.
Yeah, 100%, 100%. It's crazy set pieces. Brighton probably should have won their home stretch. The mint is far too close to Tottenham's white. Of course it is. That pitch was smaller than my backyard. Fresh fielder, hope you're keeping well. Ban the short corner. Yeah, Dad does not like the short corner very much, like Mike.
I'm totally in that.
Crow knows he's going back to spring.
Like that.
That could be the end for Crow. Now, Rubber Fingers, one cool name. Why not start with your strongest 11? Then when you have the lead, take off and rest players, unlike today where we did the reverse. A lot of people have said that, Rubber Fingers, and I can see where they're coming from that, because I was really happy with the lineup when it came out. I thought Diop was a bit dodgy, and of course I was proven right on that sense, but I didn't think it, to actually I reflected after the game that he didn't actually get the lineup wrong, but I look at it and think he did in the end. Get your final votes in if you haven't voted already for our poll. We've had 47 votes and it's just been going for just under an hour. Who was to blame for our shocking performance? Moyes' team selection or the players? Get your final votes in as we start taking your final comments. JJ says, I mean, Noble would have taken the corner short and then they would have just put in a cross, but let them take the corners. Then, well, exactly. Crow equals slideshow pop. Crow is not going to start many more games, I imagine. Probably not. Well, has Crow been playing like that in training? If so, he's definitely not going to play much more. Why was Crow so good against United, but then today so pants? I'm confused. Yeah, Mike, do you believe it's an element of who we came up against and the conditions today?
Yeah, it was. Yeah, it just wasn't suited to him, that game today. I mean, he's more of a defensive midfielder anyway, isn't he? And we're always on hiding to nothing. Because if we'd have won that game 5-0 today, people would have said, oh, we should beat them 5-0 anyway. You know, it was always going to be a tough game. And we're better off, and we've proven it this year, when we're playing games against teams where we're not expected to win. You know, today, you know, we had to try and look the class team. We had to prove we were the Premiership team. But we're not always the best when we're in that situation. You know, we've proved it. We've beaten Liverpool, Chelsea, we've beaten Man City and Man United in the Cup. I mean, we're better off when we're the underdogs. So I know we celebrated when we got that draw. I remember it, and I thought to myself afterwards, I thought, hang on a minute, we're away. We're away. If we had been at home, that would have been a totally different situation altogether. But they had the little ground, they had the small pitch, they had the bumpy pitch, they had the wind, they had the crowd there close to the pitch. That was all against us. Yeah. But still going back and saying no excuses, still should have done the job a lot better than that.
Yeah. Let's take Winks. Winks has nearly scored a worldie too. Or that's the two. One of the two
dear.
things he'll do.
I definitely
all
won't be
season.
watching that then if they go 2 up.
Noble should have been shouting to G the others up, but he didn't seem bothered.
No.
Crow was bad. One pass would have cost us a goal in the Premier League. Exactly.
Yeah.
If we paint
Yeah,
him
Lawrence,
yellow,
agree
maybe
that.
he will play
Yeah.
better. Oh dear. I think Phil says, I think that is also the end of us being linked with Czech players now. Well, maybe. To be fair, slideshow, Bob has extremely large feet. Must be hard for him. Good old Harry Winks. He has to do something eventually. Yeah, it's 2-0. Royal was scored. That's the end of that, I'm afraid. Flipper feet. Evening all, not bringing in a left back and a centre back shows today we will need to score 2+ goals every game to win matches. What a fluke. Oh, the molehills. How's that went in? Sanchez is non-existent. Sanchez playing like a prime Kepa. Oh, the comments, but the commentary from the comments on this Spurs game is class. But Declan Rice and Jared Bowen have both done interviews for after the game. Mike will be glad to know we're not going to go through both of them in depth, but we're just going to take a little bit out of what Declan Rice said. He says, massive respect to Kidderminster. Kidderminster fought for every ball. We weren't at the races in the first half. Luckily enough, we got one back late in the second half, and then we nicked it at the end. I think that's pretty fair. Wouldn't you agree, Mike?
Yeah, I did hear his. I did hear him after the game, and I thought, he spoke well. He always speaks well, doesn't he? But he was spot on there with his comments. Absolutely.
Yeah, and then Bowen came on and did an interview, and
I didn't hear his interview.
He said we stuck at it and got the win, which we did in the end, and somehow, some way. Right, I'm going to end the poll now in the chat, so you've had your opportunity to get your last votes in for that, so we will get the results through for that in just a second. And they're here. So 47 votes, Mike. Are you ready?
Go on.
So Mike, predict to me, what do you reckon the percentages are for who's to blame for our performance? The players, Moyes' team selection. Hazard a guess for the percentages of both of those.
Oh, I think it might be close. It could be close, but I personally wasn't happy with Moyes' selection, but it's down to the players.
Yeah. So the 61% the players and 62% the players and 38% Moyes' team selection. What do you make of that? Fair?
Yeah. I thought it'd be close-ish, but it seems about right.
Yeah. It's been a very entertaining and eventful and strange day as a West Ham fan today. Not celebrating a last-minute winner, which is
I'd put it
stressful. Yeah, stressful. All right, don't forget the crisps. So what happens now is I finish the Saturday night show. So now I've got to go, come out of my bedroom, turn left, go to the cupboard, get the crisps out, take them downstairs, serve them up, give them to the parents, and then I get about 3. That's how it works. Deary me. And they're leaving me at home to go to Sainsbury's for lunch tomorrow. Yeah, Sainsbury's. They're going to Sainsbury's for lunch tomorrow, Mike. Can you believe that?
Yeah, I've got a busy weekend, mate. I've got to go and pick the wife up because she's up in Hackney Wick, so I've got to pick her up from the train. And then tomorrow we've got a birthday party for my niece's daughter. Yeah, so
very nice.
Busy-ish weekend.
Nice. Busy. The crisps cupboard. It is. No. What crisps are they? Right, I'll tell you what I'm going to do is, Mike, I'm going to ask you for your final thoughts whilst I go and check what crisps we got. Final thoughts for the game and anything else you'd like to say about the draw tomorrow. Mike, a go.
Right. I'll go back to stressful. I mean, that game for me was just horrible to watch from beginning to end. I mean, I celebrated because, and then people are going to say, oh, you're celebrating because you've beaten a non-league team in the last minute. Well, you still celebrate if your team wins, and I did. But I got to give credit to Kidderminster. I got to say, Kidderminster put on an absolutely brilliant show, and that's the FA Cup, and that's the joy of the FA Cup, and that's what you got to expect. But we're in the hat, Jake, and we got to put that behind us and move on.
Yeah, indeed. I only caught the last bit of that, and you know we don't mess about in this house. So we've got Lidl's
That's
finest.
a proper packet of crisps, that is, mate.
Oh yeah, it goes between 2.5 people because they only give me about 5 because they fill their bowls up and realise there's only 3 left for me. Right, we don't mess about in this house. So we've got Lidl's Deluxe, not just any old riff-raff.
yeah.
Lidl's Deluxe, sweet chili and sour cream. I rate that.
Nice.
I rate that. And who wants me to open the bag and try one just to annoy Dad? Shall I, Mike?
Yeah. Empty them out, mate. Just pass a couple over here.
Yeah, right, hang on. Right, ready? Right, here we go. Right.
I'll just take one.
I'll tell you what, you won't get this anywhere else on the West Ham community. I say that. Right, Mike, there you go. There it is. There it is. Boom, ready?
Right.
Boom, gone. Right, here we go.
Good. Hot.
I'll tell you what, we had a nice we had spicy chicken pizza for tea. I'll tell you what, that was spicy.
Oh, yeah. I had a curry.
I mean, it's sweet chili and sour cream, so it hang on. It's sweet chili and sour cream, so it almost contradicts itself because it's like a cooling flavour and like a hot flavour. So there's a little bit of chili, but there's a sour cream just washing all that away.
That sounds good, mate. Yeah.
It's decent. It's decent.
I have to pop down the Lidl's.
Yeah. You might not see
other supermarkets are available.
Other supermarkets are available. I'll tell you what though, where these were bought, I was about 5 minutes away from Mike. Honestly, but you won't find this, what I just did, anywhere else on the West Ham YouTube community. # just saying. But yeah, eat them all. I won't eat them all because I will not be seen for days if I eat them all.
No, it may not be.
It's like a decent bag, Chris. Yeah, I tried it. I gave it my thoughts. So, Jakey, being a rebel dad's not going to be very happy. Yes.
Open it.
Before you go, Jakey, give us a wave. Mike, give us a wave as well. Crunch them all up. I'm not that cruel. Richard's storming up the stairs now. I wouldn't give them to my dog. Don't encourage him. But I say what, we were debating whether to do this show. It's been a brilliant show. Fantastic insight and thoughts from Sean, the Kidderminster fan, earlier on. A nice little chat about West Ham, and to finish things off, a little crisp review. What more could the viewers want, Mike?
Well, exactly, mate. We're at it, aren't we? We're where it's at, mate.
We are where it's at, exactly. Oh my god, look at the comments coming in here. Rich is genuinely angry. Crisps par 100% eat them. Trev Tube says, I've been listening while walking a dog, enjoying hearing your opinions and the crisp review. Thank you very much, Trev Tube. Thank you very much indeed. Thanks everybody for watching in the chat, for your interaction. Comments have been fantastic tonight. People watched the whole way through. JJ, Hammerhead, everybody else has been in the chat. Sharky, Hugh, everybody too many to name. Fantastic comments, fantastic interaction tonight. Mike, anything you'd like to add before we go?
No, like I say, mate, we're in the hat.
Yeah.
Let's just leave it like that, shall we? We're in the hat.
Yeah. We've had our little negative couple of shows, and now we are back to being positive about things. With the draw tomorrow, you can join us here on West Ham Unofficial at 11:30 tomorrow with guests, including Phil, who's in the chat now. Hopefully, touch wood. I don't even know whether this is wood, but it is now. Oh dear. And we will be reacting. Obviously, last time we had the draw, Mike was on, and we were all going, we drew Kidderminster. Little did we know the hassle.
Remember not to get too carried away with a draw this time.
No, I won't be celebrating too much, whoever we get. But if we get Man City away, I'll be fuming. Good show, lads. Oh, we got a shout out. Big up. There we go. Overall summary: West Ham through, and crisps are good. Come on, you Irons, and I'll see you tomorrow. All of you in the chat, I'll see you tomorrow at 11:30 for the FA Cup 5th round draw watch along live stream. Catch you then. Until then, I'm going to enjoy all these crisps. Hey, see you next time. Bye bye.
See you later, guys.
Bye bye.
Bye.
Oh.